Hey everyone, are the robots coming for our jobs? I mean, with all this talk about AI and automation, it's a question we're all asking, right?
It really is, and it's a question we're going to dive into today.
Yeah, exploring how tech, specifically AI and automation, is like reshaping the whole world of work.
Right, and we've got some fascinating research to dig into
Oh yeah.
from the McKinsey Global Institute and the World Economic Forum's Future of Jobs report.
Okay, love those guys.
And we'll also be looking at the work of Kevin Brake.
Oh yeah, I've been following his work.
Yeah, a researcher who asks some really thought-provoking questions.
Like, could AI and robotics really take over every single task in every industry?
It's a great question, and to even start to answer it, we need to look at how we even categorize jobs in terms of how much they depend on computers.
Right, because that gives us a good starting point to see where the changes might be the biggest.
Exactly. Now it's a simplification, but think of it as a spectrum. On one end, you have jobs like software development or data analysis, where computer stuff takes up like 90% or even more of someone's workday.
But then you have those jobs on the other end of the spectrum, right?
Right.
Like chefs or construction workers,
Totally.
where it's less about looking at a screen and way more about hands-on work.
Exactly.
And those roles might only use computers for less than 10% of the work right now.
Yeah, and that's what makes Kevin Brake's work so interesting.
Okay, how so?
Well, he's pointing out that even those manual hands-on jobs are starting to be impacted by technology.
Okay, so like what are some examples?
Well, think about construction, like project management.
Uh-huh.
It's increasingly done on mobile apps,
Yeah.
which changes how teams communicate and, actually get things done.
Right.
Or think about agriculture, where farmers use drones now for all sorts of things,
Wow.
like monitoring crop health and applying fertilizers.
Mm.
These are jobs where for centuries it's just been about human hands and intuition.
Yeah.
And now digital tools are part of the picture.
So it's not just about those jobs that were already computer heavy being further automated.
Yeah.
It's about tech going into fields we didn't even expect.
Exactly. And it raises the question, where does the automation stop?
Right.
If digital tools can make these jobs more efficient, could they eventually take over completely?
Which brings us back to Kevin Brake's question, right?
It does.
Could we really see full automation everywhere?
Well, his research highlights some interesting paradoxes, like take manufacturing.
Okay.
It's always the example people give for automation.
Yeah.
And sure, robotics are replacing humans for those repetitive tasks.
Uh-huh.
But at the same time, the demand for skilled artisans is actually increasing.
So even with robots taking over some parts of manufacturing, there's still a need for that human touch.
Yeah, for the expertise in other areas.
Which makes me think about those fields where the human element just seems essential, like high-end cooking or making really nice furniture. It's hard to imagine a robot doing that.
Absolutely, and that's the heart of the debate around full automation.
Yeah.
AI and robotics can do amazing things.
Sure.
But there are limits, especially for things that need human judgment, adaptability, creativity, or, emotional intelligence.
So it's not a one-size-fits-all thing where every job is going to be totally automated.
It's way more likely that we're headed towards what people are calling a hybrid future of work.
Okay, a hybrid future of work. So what does that mean?
It means automation and human effort working together.
Got it. So what would that look like?
Well, imagine a doctor using AI to look at medical scans.
Okay.
The AI can see problems way faster than a human, but it's the doctor who actually figures out what the results mean.
Okay.
And, thinks about the patient and makes the diagnosis.
So the tech becomes a tool for the doctor,
Exactly.
letting them focus on caring for the patient and making decisions.
And it's not just medicine. We're seeing this hybrid model everywhere. Like in architecture, AI can help come up with designs based on what the client wants.
Right.
But it's the architect who uses their creativity and understanding of people.
So this hybrid approach isn't just about working faster. It's about using the best of both worlds.
That's it.
The speed of technology and the creativity and intelligence of humans.
Exactly. And that brings us to a really important point.
What's that?
If this hybrid model is the future of work, then the big question becomes, what skills will we need?
Right. What will be most valuable in this new world?
Exactly. What do we need to learn and develop to be successful in this new world of work?
That's something we're definitely going to dig into as we keep going with this deep dive.
For sure.
But before we do that, I want to ask you, listening,
Good idea.
where do you see your work fitting into this hybrid future?
It's definitely something to think about, right? As we move towards this hybrid work model, some skills are going to be more important than ever.
So what are those skills? What do we need to be focusing on to stay ahead of the game?
Well, the research from McKinsey and the World Economic Forum points to a few key areas.
Okay.
First off, digital literacy is basically essential now.
Even for jobs that aren't really about tech.
Yeah, even for those, think about it. You could be a chef using a smart oven
Hmm.
or a farmer looking at data from a drone.
Right.
Understanding technology and how to use it is just becoming more and more important.
So it's not about being like a tech expert.
No,
It's more about knowing how to use tech in your field.
exactly. It's about the underlying principles.
Man.
And of course, there are those soft skills.
Right.
Like communication, collaboration, problem solving, critical thinking, emotional intelligence, all that stuff.
The human stuff, that's hard to automate.
Exactly. And in a world where AI can do all the repetitive tasks,
Yeah.
it's those human skills that really matter.
It's our ability to connect with people, understand them, and solve problems creatively.
Yeah, you got it. And Kevin Brake talks about how these soft skills can actually be made even better with technology. Like he says, AI can help us analyze how we communicate to be better negotiators.
Okay.
Or use data to improve how teams work together.
So we don't have to be afraid of technology taking over those human skills.
No, not at all.
We can actually use tech to make them stronger.
That's the idea. And that brings us to another really important skill for this hybrid future.
Which is?
Adaptability.
Okay, I hear that a lot.
Yeah, well, tech is changing faster and faster.
Right.
So being able to learn new things and adjust to new ways of working is going to be huge.
It's like that survival of the fittest thing.
Totally.
It's not about being the strongest or smartest.
It's about adapting to change.
Right, and being adaptable also means being a lifelong learner.
Absolutely. The future of work is always changing.
Yeah.
And if you keep learning, you'll thrive.
So it's not like the old days where you learned one thing and did it forever.
Exactly. It's about always adding to your knowledge, learning new technologies, and being open to new ways of working.
So it sounds like the future of work isn't something that just happens to us.
No, it's something we are actually creating. Yes, through the choices we make and what we learn.
And that's a really empowering thought.
It is.
It means we have control.
Exactly. We have the power to choose what our role will be in this new world.
I definitely want to be an active part of it, not just watching it happen.
Me too. And this conversation has definitely given me a lot to think about.
Same here.
You know, in terms of what I need to learn and how to get ready for this future of work. How about you? What are your thoughts?
It's been great so far.
And I'm curious, what are your thoughts on all of this?
Yeah, what about you listening?
What skills are you excited to learn more about as we move toward this hybrid future?
Yeah, it really is a huge change. And honestly, it can feel kind of overwhelming sometimes.
Right.
I keep thinking about that question from Kevin Brake. AI is going to change everything. Are you ready?
Oh, yeah, it's a powerful one.
It makes you really stop and think
It really does. It pushes us to be proactive.
instead of just waiting to see what happens.
Exactly. We have a chance to actually shape the future of work.
I love that taking charge.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not just for our own careers, but how we as a society use these technologies so they benefit everyone.
That's a big part of it, changing how we think about all this.
Yeah. Instead of being scared of AI taking our jobs,
Right.
we can see it as a way to make us even better at what we do.
To boost our human potential.
Exactly. So instead of worrying about losing jobs, we can focus on creating new ones.
Yeah,
Jobs that are even better and use both human skills and technology.
exactly. And there are resources out there to help us figure all this out.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Groups like the World Economic Forum and McKinsey and Company,
Love those guys.
they're doing some amazing research
Yeah.
and giving us valuable insights into how work is changing.
We'll definitely link to them in the show notes.
Good idea. Anyone who wants to learn more can check them out.
So the more we understand about AI and what it means for different industries,
Right.
the better we can make decisions about our own careers.
And about the future of work in general.
So as we wrap up today, I want to leave you with this.
Okay.
The future isn't set in stone. We're creating it right now. And we all have a part to play in that.
What a great way to put it.
What can you do today to prepare for the changes coming up?
Yeah. What skills can you work on?
What new technologies can you explore?
Those are the questions to ask yourself.
Remember, it's not just about surviving in this new world of work. It's about thriving.
Yeah. Take advantage of the possibilities, develop those important skills, and never stop learning.
Well said. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the future of work. We hope you found it insightful and maybe even a little inspiring.
It's been fun.
And as always, let us know what you think. Leave a comment and tell us what stood out to you and what questions you still have.
Keep the conversation going.
And until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep asking those great questions.
See you next time.